Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Duality9Xers. Welcome back to another exciting episode right here on Duality9X. Today I'm going to be featuring videos by Slapped Ham. So some pretty insane video footage that everyone seems to be talking about. Mind-blowing stuff. I hope you guys are strapped in. I hope you guys have your drink. If you guys are new to the space, please smash the like and subscribe. And if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it.
A TikTok video capturing a bizarre sequence of events in a Florida backyard has ignited fervent debates and conspiracy theories about time travel. The video, posted by Alex Charles, shows a man entering a shed on his Airbnb property and seemingly disappearing, only to have an older man emerge days later, sparking claims of a real time traveler caught on camera.
Then the next day, this guy leaves the shed, looks right at the camera like he knows, and he looks noticeably older.
The footage shows a younger man trespassing into the backyard, entering a shed, and never exiting, at least not on camera.
So as you can see, he's wandering around my backyard. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's like thinking like where to go, and he actually ends up going into my shed. So you can see he opens it, goes into the shed. So I'm fast forwarding the time so you can see there's no movement. He never leaves the shed.
Charles, who resides 5 hours away from the property, informs the police.
So I end up calling the police. You can see in the last one, the police coming through the front yard, and then here's the police coming into the backyard, and you can see they literally go inside.
But they reportedly find no evidence of the man inside of the shed.
They come out and he's not there. And like I've been watching this backdoor camera the whole entire time, and he never left.
The plot thickens days later when Charles posts a second video showing an older man emerging from the same shed.
And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed.
He suggests that this could be the same person, only significantly aged, hinting at potential time travel.
I've seen this video before. It's very unique, guys. Okay, so this is the gentleman who's speaking. This is his property. He witnessed somebody going into his back shed and never came out of there. He called the police. So obviously the police had some interest in wanting to go out there because they got a call. There's something freaky going on in my backyard. There's a trespasser. They came, they inspected, they looked. They saw nothing. They left with nothing. Days later, another person actually emerges from the shed. This individual who came out of the shed that you're taking a look at was never caught on camera going into the shed. He was only caught on camera leaving the shed. But what happened to the first guy who went into the shed and he never came out? And then where's the video footage of this guy actually going into the shed? There's only video footage of him leaving the shed. Is the shed like some kind of a portal that takes them into the future or takes them into the past? This is what's buzzing on social media. Nobody seems to understand what exactly is going on. And this guy has all the timestamps. And he's got the timestamps to prove that somebody came into the shed, but that same individual did not leave. Yet, days later, somebody that did come out of the shed, but it was somebody completely different and not the same guy who went into the shed days earlier. I don't know, guys. If you guys know anything, if you guys have any, I'd love to hear your comments. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
He literally left the same shed. You saw the camera I put before. There was no movement that whole night. Then the next day, this guy leaves the shed, looks right at the camera like he knows, and he looks noticeably older.
TikToker Matty Ice Rants, who initially mocked the story, soon finds himself deeply engrossed.
When I first saw this video, I thought it was just fake. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was some sort of skit. So much so that I stitched it with like a silly little I'm a time traveler thing. But I'm convinced that it's the same guy because they have the same walk, the same mannerisms. The same facial structure? I don't know, I think it's pretty close.
A reverse image search of the older man that exited the shed leads to the discovery of one Stephen A. Miller, a deceased Harvard graduate who resembles the individual in the video and was known for his interest in time travel theories.
I'm gonna need to know everything about Stephen A. Miller.
A quick Google of Stephen A. Miller reveals dozens of Quora posts asking about time travel and its feasibility.
Who's got a Quora profile asking questions about time travel?
According to an online obituary, Miller died in July of 2018. But if you follow the rabbit hole deeper, you can find a post over on Facebook by a man named Dominique Ragu. Dominique wishes farewell to his dear departed friend, Stephen A. Miller. Strangely though, the post is dated July 20th, 2017. Exactly a year before Stephen reportedly died.
But this one is dated 2017, saying that he died in 2018.
Further digging reveals that Miller had lived not far from the shed in Florida and had delved into metaphysical theories, including consciousness transference, which he discusses on his old website.
But the shed is located in Florida somewhere. I'm not gonna dox the guy. But, Steve also has a previous address of Sarasota, Florida.
This background, combined with his academic credentials, fuels credibility to the time travel speculations swirling online. Adding to the intrigue, some commenters noted a resemblance between the older man that exits the shed and author Stephen King, tying the events to King's 2022 novel Fairy Tale, which involves a portal in a shed leading to another dimension.
My problem, and I'm sure many writers have it, not just newbies like me, is deciding where to start. My first thought was with the shed.
This parallel has led some to speculate whether the entire incident is an elaborate promotional stunt for King's book. As the story gains traction, even making it onto TMZ, the discussions continue to be a hot topic.
And I don't quite understand it. No, I don't believe there's a time travel portal in his shed, but I can't figure out what happened here.
However, the narrative abruptly shifts yet again when Matty Ice, previously a proponent of the time travel theory, suddenly dismisses the entire affair as likely just a mundane drug deal.
I'm no longer convinced that this is a case of time traveler caught on tape, as I am that this is a case of Florida man caught doing what we call a dead drop.
This sudden change in tone prompts further conspiracy theories amongst his followers, with some suggesting that Matty's been coerced into discrediting his own findings, possibly under government pressure. One commenter even said, "Blink twice if you need help."
And it is interesting that on his Quora profile, one of his followers is a CIA operative.
Amidst these wild theories and speculations, the truth remains elusive. Was this a simple case of mistaken identity, a drug deal, a clever viral hoax? Or could it indeed be a genuine instance of time travel?
Leaves my shed. And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed.
As the debate rages on, the line between reality and fiction continues to blur, leaving more questions than answers in this curious viral mystery.
So when the police came in here, they went right here. They looked around, they didn't see anything. There's nowhere else that he could have gone. He came from this way, right here. So he walked around the side here, went to the shed there, and then the guy left coming out of here that way.
A series of troubling incidents at a duplex in Hudson, Wisconsin culminated in the unmasking of the alleged perpetrator as a high-ranking corporate executive. Over several nights in March 2022, residents of a duplex on Locust Street reported unsettling occurrences of someone peeping through their windows. The situation escalated when surveillance footage captured a man in dark clothing, sneaking up to a window and attempting to peer through the blinds, which were shut. The next night, following further reports of suspicious activity, a resident from the nearby area saw the same individual from the surveillance video lurking just outside the duplex. The footage, which had been circulated among the neighbourhood to raise awareness, showed the man leaving the scene in a Mini Cooper. This vehicle was later found unoccupied in a nearby Wells Fargo Bank parking lot. Further investigation linked the car to 49-year-old Robert T. Cecina, the then Global Key Account Vice President for 3M. When police visited Cecina's home, only a few blocks away from where the incident took place, he matched the description of the individual in the video exactly. Cecina offered an explanation of car trouble and a subsequent phone call with his 3M colleagues in Asia as reasons for his presence near the duplex. However, his alibi was contradicted by discrepancies in his account of his family's activities that evening, leading police to doubt his truthfulness. When asked by police what they did that night, Cecina said the family watched Solo together. His wife, however, said they watched Iron Man 3.
Oh.
Cecina's involvement led to his arrest on March 13,
Great
and he
movie,
was
by the way.
subsequently placed on administrative leave by 3M, with his employment terminated soon after. In court, Cecina entered into a no-contest plea to amended charges of criminal trespass to a dwelling and 2 counts of disorderly conduct, downgraded from an initial felony of stalking. This plea was part of a deferred judgment agreement that might allow him to avoid conviction if he successfully completes a 3-year diversion program. So what do you think? Did Cecina get off lightly because of his 3M clout? Should he have been charged with stalking? Love to hear your thoughts on this peculiar case in the comments down below.
Yeah, I'd love to hear comments on this one too. This is kind of peculiar. Quite strange. There he is peeking in the window.
A curious incident at an AT&T store in Midtown Manhattan has sparked intrigue after something strange was captured on the store's security cameras. The peculiar event occurred in 2019 at the store located on 63rd Street and 3rd Avenue, and was recently emailed to us by a viewer named Lewis S., a former manager of the store. Take a look at what the security cameras captured. Lewis recounted the incident, which took place during a busy midday, explaining that while he was busy sending texts in a manager's chat about sales updates, he noticed the remote control moving out the corner of his eye.
Yeah, did you just see that? Look at this. Wow.
Despite being surrounded by sales staff and customers, no one was near him at the time. The footage, which Lewis secured from the store's security system and recorded it on his phone, appears to show the remote control being pushed without any visible cause.
Wow.
I looked under the table real quick and then immediately told one of the sales reps what I had just seen, but they didn't believe me, Lewis said. He described the movement as if a ghost was trying to play spin the bottle with him, highlighting the unexplained nature of the motion. So what do you think's been caught on camera here? Is someone playing a prank on the manager? Love to hear your take in the comments down below.
What do you guys think? A friendly prank? Or was it something paranormal?
This next eerie piece of footage has been circulating heavily over on social.
This is good, guys. I featured this clip in one of my earlier videos with creepy dolls, but check this out. You guys gotta watch this.
Media recently, with this version uploaded to Facebook by a page called Wealth.Greatness. The clip shows a little girl playing with some toys.
Haciendo todo. Dos cuchillos amarillos iguales.
When suddenly, something quite eerie happens.
Tengo esta tacita, rosita, y esta tacita.
The initial movement is subtle and not noticed by the girl.
Y esta tacita.
But soon, she notices what's happening.
Huevo. ¿Sí?
Wow.
She runs screaming for her mum. The girl's reaction seems quite genuine, leaving commenters with two possible scenarios. One, someone's playing a prank on the young girl, or two, we're seeing some genuine paranormal activity caught on camera.
Huevo. ¿Sí?
What do you guys think? Was this paranormal or was this a prank? That's...
Oh my.
In a remarkable sighting that stirred excitement and curiosity, Las Vegas resident Brendan Walker and his friend Brandy Vanetta claimed to have observed an unidentified flying object in the clear night sky of early May 2024.
Look at that.
The incident, detailed in a Facebook post by Walker, occurred just as the pair were discussing UFOs in Walker's backyard.
Oh my god. Do you see that? You see that
According to Walker's vivid description, we just saw plane after plane, even a small plane flew in front of it. Then this, all of a sudden, this bright light with fog, haze, aura around it, silently comes towards us and disappeared instantly after 30 seconds. It's a clear night tonight, no clouds, and it was so bright. The video clip Walker shared shows a glowing object that distinctly differs from the conventional aircraft visible in the footage.
Right, you can see that.
Why is it foggy?
The light, accompanied by a haze or aura, hovers momentarily before ascending and vanishing from sight.
And they didn't have a. They didn't have to have
It's
a.
going higher and higher and higher.
It's not even.
Oh, look at that.
It's disappearing.
Oh my god.
This sudden disappearance, coupled with its unusual luminosity and silence, prompted Walker to assert that the sighting was definitely out of the ordinary, and hopes it captures the attention of local news outlets. The sighting has sparked a wave of speculation online, with viewers debating the nature of the strange object. While some suggest it might just be a drone or an atmospheric phenomenon, others are inclined to believe it could be extraterrestrial in nature, especially given the distinct characteristics described by Walker. This event adds to the growing list of reported UFO sightings around the world and comes at a time when public interest in unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, has peaked following governmental acknowledgement of UAP investigations. As curiosity and theories abound, this sighting in Las Vegas remains an intriguing mystery, pending further investigation or explanation.
Yeah, the movements are very drone-like. Like you can see it just kind of sits there,
Why
it's
is it
hovering
foggy
above,
around it?
and then it just starts to ascend and it's gone.
In an emotionally charged moment that since captured the hearts of many online, a family's act of saying farewell to their departed mother has turned extraordinary. The incident, shared on Instagram by user RealGBockDeCEO in October 2023, took place during a serene lakeside ceremony intended to spread the ashes of their loved one. As depicted in the video, a family member is seen gently shaking the ashes from an urn into the lake.
That's enough. No.
Remarkably, the ashes appear to cluster on the surface of the water, forming the word love.
Look, she's saying something. Love. L-O-V-E. Oh,
The unexpected phenomenon left family and friends in attendance both astonished and comforted, interpreting it as a poignant message from the beyond. The clip quickly resonated with viewers, sparking discussions and debates about the possibilities of life after death and the connection that might linger beyond the physical world. While some skeptics may attribute the formation to currents or chance, those who witnessed the event felt a deep personal meaning in the moment.
Look, she's saying something. Love. L-O-V-E. Oh,
So is this a simple coincidence, or could it be a genuine sign from a loved one? The answers may vary, but the emotional impact of such a moment is undeniable.
Look at her body's forming. She's saying something. Love. L-O-V-E! Oh,
What do you guys think? Is this real? It's the first
This
time I've
next
seen that
one was
video.
sent to us by a viewer named JB. They captured this footage while at a family gathering after noticing something strange happening on the table. Take a look.
Oh, she's taking a shot.
The can appears to be moving, all on its own. This goes on for some time.
Wow, moving on its own.
While it mimics the movements of a can sitting on condensation, the long duration of movement and lack of moisture make this quite a strange sight.
I know, wave your hand over so
One of the onlookers even shows that there's no strings or wires attached to the can. So what do you think? Spooky can or not a fan? Cast your vote.
I have a theory. The way this can is moving, okay, that's one thing. I mean, it's just kind of going. It's not even going around in circles. It's just kind of moving a little bit, you know, in all directions. But the calmness, right, of the people that are there now, it's almost as if this is normal to them to see things just move by itself. If this was me, and if this drink started to move like this, you know, and I'm watching this and I'm like, oh yeah, here, let me show you there's nothing on top or around. Well, now I'm trying my best to prove that this is legit. Now, what if I was able to move this drink like this, but I had a magnet that I put inside at the bottom? So clearly this is an aluminum can. So we don't know the contents of what's in this can. So you put a strong magnet in the bottom of this can and then have a magnet underneath. And then we can, you know, because we can't see who's underneath that table. And they could just be sitting there and they could be moving the can in whichever direction, and it looks like it's paranormal activity. That's just my theory, guys, but I'd love to hear you guys comment.
It's down below.
wow, moving on its own.
In the quiet streets of Tacoma, Washington, an unusual phenomenon captured on a home security camera sparked both intrigue and bewilderment among viewers. The footage, shared by Reddit user Serene Eileen Dippity over on our Slaptam subreddit in July of 2023, presents a puzzling scene that remains unexplained to this day. Take a look.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Is that an
The
explosion?
black and white video from a Ring camera mounted on the front porch of the user's mother shows an odd light emanating from a bush across the street. The light flashes brightly for a moment before completely dissipating.
Huh.
Notably, the footage is entirely silent, adding to the mystery as the light occurrence made no noise whatsoever. An important detail provided by the user considering the town's strict regulations against fireworks and explosives. The OP's post explains that the light couldn't have been fireworks and the video was recorded at around 3 AM in the early spring, ruling out typical celebratory causes. Furthermore, the neighbour from whose property the light seems to originate is described as reclusive, having only been seen once or twice by the user's mother, ever. This peculiar sighting has prompted numerous responses on the subreddit, with users speculating about the nature of the light, from potential reflections and electrical anomalies to more fanciful explanations involving paranormal activity. However, without further evidence or similar occurrences to compare, the source of the light remains a subject of speculation.
All right, guys, that's it. That was That was a nice little compilation of some pretty interesting videos. Definitely kind of makes you think, it really makes you think about what's real, what's not. And this is the thing. This is why it's so important to try to get this information out there. Now, that the whole case of the time traveler, I'm still perplexed. There's almost kind of like an onerous tone, to the whole thing. But was it really, used as a dead drop, like for drug users, to hide paraphernalia and things like that? And somebody comes in after the fact and picks up the stuff, and who knows? I mean, but the person who owns the property, all right, they're looking at all the timestamps, and they see somebody going into the shed at a particular time and date, but that individual never leaves. Now, my next question would be is, once he's called the authorities to come and investigate, to take a look, which they did, and they found nothing, wouldn't their inspection have yielded the evidence of some kind of drug paraphernalia or drugs or anything like that were left behind? Now, I don't recall seeing like a dog, a police dog or anything, but it would have been good if they had one, so that the police dog could go in and maybe sniff around to try to determine if there was any drugs on site. But their investigation, yielded nothing, so they left. And then days later, his camera records footage of somebody who resembled the previous guy going in, but a lot older, like 30 years older or more, walking out of the shed. And as the guy starts to walk out of the shed, he's looking up at the camera, knowing he got caught on camera, but continues on his business and walks away. At which a further investigation by the property owner links the video footage of the individual, or doing kind of like a reverse ID on him, or a check to be almost like the doppelganger and the person, Stephen Miller, who has subsequently passed away. But the interesting thing is that individual who passed away also had a fascination into time travel. Wow. That story just gets more and more interesting. Anyhow, I'd love to hear your guys' comments. I want to thank you guys for staying into the end. If you guys are new to this space, well, please smash the like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear your guys' comments. I look forward to catching you guys on the next one. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, wherever you guys are from. And in the comments, if you guys are going to post a comment, please, right after your comment, post where you're from. I'd love to know where you guys are from. We're going to do some exciting giveaways here soon. We've got merch. We got merchandise. We've got all kinds of cool things. If you haven't already, go to Teespring. It's in the description. And you can see there's mugs you can pick up, Duality9x mugs. The logo is absolutely off the chain, guys. We're getting so many comments. So many people are loving the t-shirts, the merchandise, the mugs, the keychains. You know what? There's a ton of stuff out there. I want you guys to take a look. And if you guys have any questions, my email address is there. I'd love to hear from you guys. But listen, thank you guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Please stay safe. Take care.